Mark Rogers TV back with you talking the best players in the Big Ten. We've talked quarterbacks and running backs. Now let's get to the guys that make some of the more spectacular plays in college football. And talking about spectacular, the play of Mike Dudek at Illinois as a freshman. Off the charts, spectacular. Not a sought-after player coming out of high school. Barely got a scholarship offer. Made his way to Illinois and exploded onto the scene. 76 catches, 1,038 yards, 6 touchdowns. Set an Illinois rookie record for touchdown receiving and also 5th all-time, regardless of class, in Illinois single-season receptions. Unfortunately, tore his ACL in a non-contact football drill on April 8th. We will not see him until midseason. So let's talk about the top 5 active receivers in the Big Ten. Mike Dudek was on my list at number 4. Let's move him off the top 5. So now we can talk about 5 other receivers as well in the Big Ten. And the last time we saw Dudek was in the Heart of Dallas Bowl with a 50-yard touchdown run in that game. We hope to see him soon as a sophomore. About mid-season is the projection. Let's go to Lincoln, Nebraska for number 5 in the Big Ten. DeMornay Pearson L. Mike Riley, new Nebraska head coach, will have a great time getting this kid the football. He was primarily a punt returner in his freshman campaign in 2014. Finished second in the country in punt return average at 17.5. Caught 23 passes on the season, but 17 of those receptions in the final 4 games. So he really came on strong. 8 receptions in the Holiday Bowl against USC as the Huskers almost pulled off the upset, almost pulled off the comeback win over the Trojans. 8 catches for $102 and 1 touchdown at the Holiday Bowl. Down 17 points to Iowa. He had 3 consecutive punt returns in which he ran for 134 yards. That's 45 yards a crack. He set up the Huskers to make the comeback against the Hawkeyes and win in overtime. Once again, we're rating wide receivers, but DeMornay Pearson L. we expect to be one of the top 5 in the business with Mike Dudek on the sideline. All right, let's go to our new number 4, Geno Lewis out of Penn State. 55 catches, 751 yards, and 2 touchdowns as a redshirt sophomore. Coming into his junior season, really had an excellent game 1 at Central Florida, at Ireland, where that game was played. 8 catches for $173. Finished off well in the Pinstripe Bowl in the OT win over the Boston College Eagles. 7 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. His most impressive showing and most meaningful showing of the season, Geno Lewis, against Rutgers on the final drive, trailing by 6 points. Okay, 53-yard catch and run. Really got the drive started. And then a 23-yard reception on 3rd and 12 to move the chains and set up Penn State for the win over Rutgers in Piscataway, 13-10. Geno Lewis coming off a 55-catch season in 2014 at number 4 in the Big Ten. All right, we stay in Happy Valley for number 3, and DaeSean Hamilton at 6'1", as a redshirt freshman. He caught 82 passes, 899 yards and 2 touchdowns. And with the improvement of the offensive line, transitioning to improving play by the quarterback Christian Hackenberg, expect him to get downfield and make bigger plays in the passing game. So again, the production was there with 82 receptions, just about 11 yards per catch. That's going to go up. He, like Lewis, had a big game in Ireland against the Knights, 11 for 165. Big game against the Buckeyes in that near upset in Happy Valley against Ohio State that would have ruined the Buckeyes' national championship season. DaeSean Hamilton caught 14 against Ohio State for 126 yards. His 2015 goals are, listen to this kid's a winner. Increase his catch radius, meaning he wants to be able to completely lay out for footballs, high point the football, fight off defenders, really give Christian Hackenberg a great target to throw him the football. He also wants to be versatile, play inside and outside, play the slot, become a productive receiver inside on 3rd and short plays in particular, but also be able to go outside and really hit the seams of the defense. And number 3, block. He's working on his blocking because, as Hamilton says, blocks equal wins. Wide receivers block, it creates big plays in the running game. Penn State hasn't had a big-time running game in quite a few years. DaeSean Hamilton, 3rd best wide receiver in the Big Ten. Number 2, we go to Rutgers, new member of the conference, Leonte Carroo, who could be in an NFL camp right now. But he announced in the locker room after the big bowl win against North Carolina that, hey, I'm coming back. After one of the more prolific wide receiver seasons in Rutgers history, 55 catches, 1,086 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Leonte Carroo tied the Rutgers touchdown reception record and also tied for the Big Ten lead with 10 touchdown receptions, 19.7 per catch. And despite that statistic, this kid gets it. He realizes and listens to scouts about what he needs to do to prepare himself for the next level. That's gain separation. So for a kid gaining 20 yards per catch, he understands there's a difference between college and pros, and he still needs to become faster. He wants to gain about a half step, gain that separation. Going into a senior season, Leonte Carroo of Rutgers, the second best wideout in the Big Ten. Devin Smith, definitely the best deep receiving threat in the Big Ten, if not all of college football. He's gone. But I don't want to say replacing him in Columbus because this kid was very productive all throughout his career. Really showed us something in the spring game as a freshman, then redshirted, and he's come back and been productive the last couple of years, especially in 2014. And we're talking about Los Angeles product Michael Thomas, 54 catches, 800 yards, 9 touchdowns. If you want a sample of his acrobatic play, his exceptional hands, and his exceptional body control, check out the touchdown grab against Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. It was an option play. Jalen Marshall got the football, threw it back across the field to Michael Thomas. He high-pointed the football, fighting off a defender, basically wrapped his hands around the football, arms entangled with the defender. Simultaneously, he turned his leg and turned his foot completely sideways to pin it right against the sideline with about that much field turf in between his foot and the white chalk. Scores for the touchdown. Buckeyes trailing at that point, needed to score to get back in the football game. Michael Thomas, exceptional, had a great catch against Maryland, very similar to the one against Alabama. Again, 54 catches, 9 touchdowns. Michael Thomas is the best wide receiver in the Big Ten right now. Keith Mumphrey, Corey Smith and Jalen Marshall right there in Columbus. We'll mention them as well. Work hard. Maybe you get in the postseason top 5 in the Big Ten wide receivers. All right, college football fans, let's talk it up. Give me your suggestions. Where did I miss it? Top 5 wide receivers in the Big Ten.